Time is your friend, impulse is your enemy. Take advantage of compound interest and don't be captivated by the siren song of the market. That was a quote from Warren Buffett, at one time the world's richest man. So how do you make money in crypto like Warren Buffett? It's with compound interest. Here's another quote. The nature of compound interest is it behaves like a snowball of sticky snow. The trick is to have a very long hill. So today we're going to be looking at ways to make interest in crypto. We're going to start with a local bank, and then we're going to go into maybe a little bit more lucrative ways without getting super risky. Everything we're going to look at has to have survived a bear market. So we're not talking about new products. This is just going to be things that have been existing. But Warren Buffett's net worth, this is a tale of compound interest. If you look the beginning, I don't know why they have 14 years old. All right, we'll let them slide. You should not have millions at 14 years old unless you're Barron Trump. But, his wealth really didn't increase until his 50s. You can see from 33, he went from 2.4 million to 37, he went from 10 million. So that's a pretty good amount. But how did he get into the billions? Compound magic. You see right above my head, compounding is magical. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. He's a great example of the power of compounding. He accumulated 99% of his net worth after turning 50. He didn't become a billionaire until he was 56. How did he do it? Through the magic of compound interest. So let's just quickly look at some of the ways to earn interest in crypto. We're going to look at Aave. We're going to look at, crypto.com. We'll look at all the major hitters here. So we're going to start with Bank of America. I don't have an account, but I used to. I used to have an account with Bank of America, and we're going to look at their savings rate, because in crypto, usually you have a year-long bull market, and then things fall for sometimes about a year, and then things are boring for a year, often trade sideways. So if you're in stable coins, you probably want to earn some money with your stable coins, or if you have some Bitcoin you're never going to sell, you're going to want to earn on your Bitcoin. So, we'll start with just dollars in a Bank of America account. What kind of yield are you looking at? Could Warren Buffett get rich off this strategy? Highly unlikely, because when you look into the savings account range, what you're actually making, you get 0.01%. That is ridiculous. You're not beating inflation. You're losing money every year if you use a traditional bank. Now, maybe your bank is a little bit better, but banks, not going to be the way. So let's go to, maybe one of the most popular apps out there, crypto.com. Now, I do have a crypto.com account. I tried finding on the webpage. They don't show you on the webpage. So I actually have to show you on my phone. So I'm going to pull that up. 2.7%, okay? 2.7% for your USDC. So now we've gone from 0.01%, not really moving the needle, to 2.7% for USDC stablecoin. Yet again, not really that attractive. So that's crypto.com. Let's check out Aave, probably the most popular DeFi project out there. DeFi, you can earn money off your stable coins. We're not going to do the exotic pools where you have to manage it and, get these like liquid stake tokens. And I want this to be easy ways to make crypto, not for the DeFi dogs out there. So what do you get on Aave if you're just like, I got some Tether. You can hold my Tether. Give me some yield. Tether is giving you 3.03%. So better than 2.7, but you're not going to get rich off 3% interest. Yet again, you're basically matching inflation some years, losing to inflation, maybe beating it. You're not going to get rich with this strategy either. Now, what about PayPal? We talked about PayPal in the past. PayPal has a stablecoin, PYUSD. A little bit better than 3 and some change. Now we're getting 4%. So now we're steadily beating inflation, maybe an outlier year here or there. But 4%, yeah, you're still not going to get rich off of this. All right, now let's look at Aerodrome. This is a DeFi project on Base. This is a favorite of the channel. So this is one we've talked about a lot. I'm not doing the exotic pools where, you wrap some ETH and Coinbase ETH with Coinbase, we're not doing any of that. We got a stable coin pool. So this one, a little bit harder. You need USDC and USDT, but you put in this pool, put on autopilot, meaning, kind of set it and forget it. Now you're looking at 10% APR. To me, this is starting to get attractive. Now you can actually get wealthy like Warren Buffett, albeit you might be in your 50s or your 60s, but this is a way to build generational wealth. But now let's go into the highest, and that's going to be Coin Depot. Now, this one did survive the bear market. This launched last cycle, and they compared themselves to some of these people that we've been talking about. They beat Coinbase, they beat Kraken, they beat Binance as well. Now the up to 24% that's going to be the ones with a lot of steps, but if you use the more simple ones, you're looking at pretty good returns here. Now it does say, please note, is paid out in USDC, and you got to hit some certain conditions of a referral program is met. So you got to get some friends to use it as well. But they do have $200 million in crypto assets under management, and it looks like you can come in at a low amount of 12%. So 24%, if you go through a couple steps, 12%, very, very good interest rate here. And they have all the stable coins on there. They have USDT, they have USDC, they have DAI. They also have Tether Gold and Pax Gold. So I actually kind of like the idea of earning interest on gold. Use it, compound it, buy more gold. So that one's pretty cool. But they also have the major assets as well. You can do Bitcoin or ETH. So can you get rich in crypto investing like Warren Buffett? Yes, but you got to use the right product. You're not going to get rich from your local bank, and you're probably not going to get rich from a 3 or 4%. But if you look for some of the safer 10, 12% yields out there, it's definitely a path to financial freedom. I'm DZ for Discover Crypto, and I'll see you with your Warren Buffett style portfolio at the top.